Test Drive with Graham Fletcher.
This week on Test Drive, we're just north of San Francisco to put this vehicle through its paces. This is Ford's 1995 Contour, a car they're referring to as their global vehicle. Why global? A lot of the engineering found in this new vehicle was gleaned from several different parts of the world. The new Contour is loaded with technology, and for once it seems as though the technology is there for good reason. Take the traction control system. It's an all-speed unit that controls both brake application and engine output to prevent wheel spin, thereby maintaining vehicle stability and control. What makes this system special is that it's the first time that this level of technology has been put to use in a mid-price car. Another neat piece of technology found is in the front seats. They have a special raised steel portion towards the front of the seat base to prevent submarining. In the event of a severe frontal impact, there is a tendency for the occupant to slide forward and under the seatbelt. This simple device prevents that. Combine this with the standard dual airbags and Bob's your uncle, the chance of survival is substantially upped. We've traded the skid pad in favour of a nice twisty section of Highway 1. The suspension on the Contour is comprised of McPherson struts up front and a Quadralink rear design. The beauty of the Quadralink design is that it gives a degree of passive rear wheel steering. Now in switchback type territory like this gives the car a very sure-footed, reassuring feel. The other thing that they've done exceptionally well is the feedback you get through the steering wheel. This thing is very, very precise when pointed. In short, Ford get top marks for both the steering and the suspension. The feel and precise handling characteristics are as they are because of Jackie Stewart's input. His responsibility in the process was to take the engineer's design and turn it into a workable item. First impressions during this test drive suggest that he has succeeded very well. As far as comfort is concerned, the suspension format provides a comfortable ride. The only knock with the setup is the choice of tyres. The Firestones on our test vehicle proved to be very noisy. Different rubber would address this situation. Under the hood of the Contour is a new modular V6 engine dubbed the Duratec. This 24-valve 4-cam unit utilizes a variable induction inlet system that ensures great performance throughout the entire operating range. The result is 170 horsepower and 165 pounds-feet of torque. The nice part being that you have access to 90% of the torque at just 1500 RPM. This produces good throttle response, and in the run to the 100k mark, I required 8.5 seconds, which is more than respectable for a family sedan. One of the neat features of this V6 engine is the casting process they use during manufacturing. It's called the Cosworth casting process. In essence, these steel liners are cast into the block during the casting process. It's this very process that Ford have been using for their highly successful Formula 1 and IndyCar engines. And by the way, they're made in Windsor, Ontario. The other statistic that boggles the mind are the numbers for the EEC4 engine control module. This thing can process 1.25 million instructions per second. Matched with the Duratec engine is an electronically controlled 4-speed automatic transaxle that comes complete with an on-off switch for the overdrive. During the test, this unit proved flawless and seamless in performance, always managing to be in the right gear at the right time. And that's something you cannot say of all auto boxes. When you go for the optional V6 engine, you automatically get a 4-wheel disc brake system that is offered with optional anti-lock. When so equipped, the Contour requires about 116 feet to stop from 80 kilometers an hour. The pedal feel is consistent and easily modulated. The trunk on this Contour has been really well designed. First of all, you've got a nice low lift over. The access hole is nice and wide so you can get big packages and parcels in with ease. Lots of room inside, 60-40 split folding rear seats, which is something you don't get on a lot of the competition. The icing on the cake though, putting the seat releases up here makes so much sense. Now you don't have to grovel around in the back trying to release the seats. Good idea. Inside, the Contour is nicely laid out. The dash has a clean, uncluttered appearance. The heater controls are conveniently placed and feature Ford's large rotary dials. The design is such that you can operate them without the need to take your eyes off the road. The radio, on the other hand, is the usual Mickey Mouse arrangement where the buttons are too small and too close together. I cannot understand Ford's love affair with this ridiculous unit. Even one of the design engineers was at a loss to explain the rationale behind the radio design. If he can't explain it, I guess no one can. Elsewhere, the cruise control functions are located in the steering wheel, the locks and window controls on the door panel, and the mirror controls on the dash. The upshot of all of this is that everything is easily reached. The front seats are nicely shaped and provide above average support and comfort. The rear environment is comfortable, if a little cozy. I say cozy because both hip room and leg room are on the tight side. Well, that wraps up a very enjoyable test drive. I think it's safe to say that Ford have a very nice vehicle on their hands, and one that's sure to give the competition a run for their money. The areas that most impress me, the handling characteristics, and specifically the steering, brakes and suspension. Now for that, Ford owe a huge vote of thanks to Jackie Stewart, because it's obvious that his influence was invaluable. On that note, I'll hand you back to Brad and the rest of the gang as I go check out the rest of this magnificent coastline.
If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe and share us. We really appreciate it.